Hello there. It is day 3 of training what I'm calling the changing step. Before I get into the changing step, I want to talk about some other footwork experiments that I've been doing this past year. It all started when I first started HEMA many years ago, going on almost 5 years now. And in the first year, the only resource I had for footwork was the early Lichtenauer sources. And in those, they didn't really elaborate on footwork. Lichtenauer himself just says, if you're right-handed, stand with your left foot forward, throw your cut, and then do a passing step. Simple enough. What I found was in sparring and competition, I gravitated towards being right foot forward. And the more tournament footage I watched from other people, I found that most people, most of the time, stayed right foot forward. And I was very confused by this. Thankfully, about a year into my journey, I joined a club and I discovered Joachim Meyer, who very much elaborated on footwork. Now, what I have found is that if you look at the figures in Meyer's 1570, Meyer has a lot of drawings of the various postures and cuts that he teaches. And what I count was 95 figures holding longswords. And 55 of them was right foot forward, and 40 of them was left foot forward. So about 50 something percent, I don't know, 58% is right foot forward, and then 42% was left foot forward. So this year I did an experiment, an ill-advised experiment, but I did it nonetheless. HEMA ratings be damned. In the beginning of the year, I entered a tournament, and in that tournament, I told myself that I would be very rigidly left foot forward and see what would happen. And then in the tournament after that, I was very rigidly right foot forward. I'm going to stick to being right foot forward for this tournament and see what results I got. And then I had another tournament after that where I didn't care. I was like, I'm going to start out each match being left foot forward, and then I'm going to end the match being right foot forward. And these are the results that I got. In the first tournament where I was rigidly left foot forward, I did really well. In that tournament, my opponents were all very aggressive. The rule sets was a rather aggressive rule set, and so most people was throwing really quick hard cuts and then trying to really quickly cover distance and get in some sort of grappling thing. And I found that being left foot forward gave me, oddly enough, a very, very strong, active uh, um, taking style. Right, I was able to really throw out Zornhaus to defend myself and capitalize on that. Now, the tournament after that, where I was rigidly right foot forward, I got decimated. What happened was that in that tournament, there were a limited 5 exchanges per match. And so, and if you doubled, that would count against one of your exchanges. And what happened was, because I was so rigidly right foot forward, and at that time, my takers from being right foot forward were very weak. I just kept getting eaten alive. Hand shots. People were just taking my right hand over and over. And so I did terrible in that tournament. And then in the tournament after that, where I did 50-50 split, where I would start out the match being left foot forward and try to end the match being right foot forward, I did really well as well. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. And where I've landed on it at this time is that I will start out a match in the pre-fencing, in Zoofection, being left foot forward. And then uh, as distance collapse, I need to get my sword out. And in that instance, I need to do that in an active way, in a strong way. And that's when I pass the foot and be right foot forward. Same thing if whether I'm advancing or if my opponent is advancing. So that's where I am now. Which brings us to today's practice. Today, I will be practicing mostly being right foot forward for the changing step. Anyway, let's get training. All right. Whew, that was a long preamble, but anyway, we're starting on the training. Let's begin with a bit of a warm-up. These little short hops. When I'm doing these hops, I'm actually trying to keep my feet relatively locked out as much as I can, and they're very short hops. So now I'm going side to side. Front and back. And I need to get my hips involved too. Ooh. Oof. Tight hips. Okay. Okay. Split step. Changing step. Changing step. Screw up my own name there. Start. Feet not too wide. Advance. Here. We do a short hop out. And then we advance forward. Okay. Keep it nice and loose at first. I think I started my feet out too wide that time. Okay. I'm advancing forward and to the right. I'm trying to make this smooth. So from the side, this is what it looks like. Maybe if I incorporate it into a gather step. So come here, do a gather, and I explode forward. I can also gather this way, explode forward. Maybe I want my opponent's coming in, bring my feet together, and then I shoot forward. No. Okay. Make this a little bit more advance here. Here. Step forward. Step forward. Changing. So that's a prep step, right? I do this little preparatory step, and then I jump out, and I shoot forward. So here, I think the prep step might be unnecessary, actually. The initial jump out is the prep step in this instance. Yeah. Yep. So oftentimes, let's see if I can shoot forward and then go into a sort of shooting step. So we're here. Not quite. Let's see. So let's break this down. We've got the first jump to widen our legs. Bam, that preloads our ankles. We shoot forward, and then we pass. Okay, let's see. Here. Yeah, something like that. Like with everything else, we break it down individually at first, and then we smooth it out over time. Yeah, I think I'm moving too fast here. Go ahead. It's my daughter asking if she can go play outside. Okay. I feel much better now. Okay. Maybe I can start with a little bit of bounce. Okay. Yep. Gotta really focus here. I want to be relaxed, but I also want to have a little bit of tension in my body, right? So I'm not real tense, but I'm also not loose that I'm not able to properly brace my body as I land. So I'm in between each rep, I'm changing the width of my feet as well. So sometimes I'll start here, sometimes I'll start here. And then sometimes I'll start here. Okay. All right. Let's do a few going backwards, right? And if I'm moving backwards, what's the safest option here? I guess if opponents are right-handed, they generally will be coming in from this angle towards me, moving in that direction. So if I'm trying to escape, it might be better escape going back that way. So we're here. From the side, this is what that looks like. Here to here. Yep. Nice and smooth. So when I do a practice session like this, I concentrate very hard on each one of those reps. And really, when you concentrate that hard, you can't really go more than 5 or 10 minutes before, things start to degrade greatly, and then at which point you're just doing more harm. So what I normally do is I have multiple sessions throughout the day that are about the length of a song, right? So between like 4, 5, sometimes 6 minutes and more, depend. If you add a little bit of warm up in the beginning, your total session could be between like 7 to 10 minutes, with warm up. So I'm going to do a few more reps here and call it for now. Oh yeah, it feels really good the wider I can get my stance there. Yeah. Yeah. All right, that's enough for now.